next pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Miami Dolphins select...
That's So Dolphins Talk with John Baker and Trigga Trey Proctor.
Let me check your pulse if you're not fired up.
Dude, are we good?
Dude, we're the best team in the league.
If you don't have eye black at home, you better go get some eye black.
Oh my god, we're back.
Hello and welcome into another episode of That's So Dolphins Talk with John Baker and Trigga Trey Proctor. I mean, oh my gosh, man. The Fins squeaked out another victory. So the Fins win 21-19. I mean, it was the hardest fought game that I've ever seen the Fins grit out. That was just absolutely insane. It makes no sense how the Fins were in that game for as long as they were, but that was just pure grit, heart, determination, all of the adjectives that you can think of. We're going to get to it here in a second with the co-pilot Trigga Trey. So hopefully you all have been enjoying what we're doing here on the Podski, enjoying That's So Dolphins Talk. We're giving that to you every single post game of the week. That is our bonus content here on the Podski. And hopefully you enjoyed this past week's episode of the Podski, and that was the most overrated wrestlers with AZ Jarhead. He was an incredible guest. We got something cooking right now that is coming to you in the month of October. We got you something really special cooking up here, and very, very, very excited for that. Hopefully you like, follow, and subscribe to the Podski. We are now available on every single podcast platform you can think of. We are on Spotify, Apple, Google, Amazon, Pandora, Stitcher. We're all over the place. The only thing we're not on is on YouTube. And the reason that we're not on YouTube is that we're not going to have video for a while. I don't really feel like doing video. I really just like doing the audio here. But if it's something that this progresses into, then that's where we'll be. But just really excited about everything that we're doing here. What a week it has been for myself. I turned the big 3-0 this week. Had the huge Fins win last weekend, the comeback kids, and now this week, the scratch and claw kids is what I could call them, because that was just unreal. It makes no sense how they were in this game at all. And we'll break it down for you here soon, but just wanted to get all my plugs in and thank all of you listeners for tuning into the Podski and That's So Dolphins Talk. And let's get into week 3 win over those pesky Buffalo Bills.
Oh my god, we're back.
All right, back at it again with the co-pilot Trigga Trey Proctor, and that's got to be the gutsiest, grittiest, scrappiest, get scrappy, just the performance out of a team that I've ever seen. It makes no sense in this Fins victory.
First off, the vitamins are flowing as the usual. And let me just tell you, talk about getting scrappy, dude. I'm talking scrappy Coco out there. They were not playing around defensively. That is classic BBD defense.
That is exactly what we've been saying the whole first 2 weeks of the season. Classic BBD defense.
Literally, if that's how this defense is going to play all year, I'm going to die. Like, there's no way I'm going to be able to survive games. Because, I mean, listen, normally I'm glass half full, okay? But I was very down on the defense this game, as our text chain showed.
It's so down. The glass didn't exist. You wanted to trade everybody on the defense the entire game.
Fire them into the sun. Literally what I wanted to happen.
Get them at.
So, like, I think it'd be interesting just to read our text chain. So, wake up, and I hit you with if we don't win this, the season's over. This is week 3. And then you laughed at it, then also realized classic for the season game today, which is typically that's what we're set up for. Little nervous going into it that we weren't going to have Raekwon. I had to watch the game on my phone for personal reasons, which I was not thrilled about, but we don't need to get into that. So first text I sent, fuck this defense. After you said X went right at Diggs, BBDD defense, and then fuck.
The defense was scrappy from the start, though, but they just like I didn't know what we were in. I figured we were in for a very long game. It just I didn't know how they were ever going to get a stop.
Yeah, and yeah, like early, it felt like that. Also, I did notice that we were talking about how the stadium felt like was like 50% Bills fans, but from what I read online, it seemed like a Dolphins takeover. But on TV, I agree. Felt like there was a lot of blue in that crowd.
Yeah, and they kind of made it seem like that was going to be the case, like with the whole like Bills Mafia takeover on Twitter and stuff. And I mean, there's a lot of blue in the stadium, but from what they said post game, that it was not as much of a takeover as they wanted it to be.
Yeah,
which is good.
Yeah, get the fuck out of our stadium. Yeah. So anyway, jumping back into the text chain, we'll just go a couple more lines here, and then we'll. I think it'd be interesting to just imagine at what point of the game these texts are being sent to. So we're at about the 1 minute or 1 o'clock hour right now. Is 1:15 p.m. is when this text chain is happening right here. So fuck this defense, and then me, classic coach. You fucking cancel the blitz and you cover the back if you're going to blitz to the sidecar side. And You're like, exactly. Like, you agreed. And then you went optimism. You said, all right, let's just get a drive going here. We did not not get a drive going. Yeah, the Bills are winning by 40.
That lasted 8 minutes. 8 minutes later, I said Bills winning by 40.
So you went from, all right, let's get a drive going, to 8 minutes later, yeah, Bills winning by 40. So then I'm back because the run was there, man. If we break one tackle on that Mostert run, I remember that third down, it was there.
Mm-hmm.
And then we were just down and at. It was 6 minutes of silence, just watching what was happening. And then you came in. I think that was right. Was that right was that the first touchdown?
I came back in on the turnover.
It was a turnover by the defense. Yeah. Hit him with the Adam Cole. Here we go, baby. And so then we're happy. We're driving. Tua goes for.
Said Tua is hurt right after the here we go.
Yeah, 1 minute. Tua, here we go. Tua is hurt. That did not look good at all. So he scored a touchdown. You had no idea how it wasn't a touchdown. I believe that was the Alec Ingold run where everyone in the world thought it was a touchdown, but somehow wasn't. He scores. I said, let's fucking go, man. And then instantly back into, is Tua's hip okay? Because I was just nervous that he was wobbling.
Yes.
And you said, I don't know, but he was literally twisted like a pretzel inside at.
And then we instantly both at the same time went to Twitter to see what was going on in the stadium.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's got to be what most fans do, right? Your injury happens and you're not in the stadium. Is he in the blue tent? How's he on the sidelines? How many trainers are surrounding him? Like things like that. So we get on Twitter, find out that everyone thought it was a concussion, but it's not a concussion, which is a huge win because he's not in the protocol right now.
Yes, huge win. But that back is suspect at best.
Yeah, the back makes me a little nervous, okay? Because he did make the comment he's just trying to get his back ready in his post-game presser, so it makes me nervous.
Could be pandering, though, just because it's a quick turnaround.
Yeah. So we were nervous, nothing on Twitter. We both went there. And then we're back on defense, and I'm right back into the shut this defense down. Dude, I'm like, why is everyone wide open? And you said all the check downs are open. We just got to swarm. They're probably going for it on fourth down here, which they ended up doing.
They went for it on every single fourth down. And the biggest thing, yes. I thought that they were scoring on every single play. It didn't matter what down it was. It felt like, and I guess that's just because the way that we play defense, like the entire secondary was bailing to just not let them throw the deep ball. And so like everything underneath was open and he just had loads of time to throw the ball. That's not actually true. He didn't have a ton of time because That defensive line was scrappy
Oh,
McScrapbag today.
buddy, we were clubbing and ripping, swimming and dipping, and I loved it.
But the defense, man, I don't even know what to say. And
yeah, dude, check downs. So here we are. We can't cover a fucking check down, which, okay, I get what you're saying. You said, I think they're spying one guy and just letting the check down free to swarm. At least that's how I'd look in, which I agree. And I hit you with the check down's getting 10 fucking yards. So, like, they're getting first downs on check downs. Figure it out. And then we're back in with a classic T the BD and T the T off the D, right?
Yeah,
we're trying to not allow them to throw the ball deep, take top off the defense. Classic Randy Moss. And I think you're right. Like, that's the defense we were playing.
Yeah, and that's I only just realized that because everybody was bailing, and then there was always somebody sneaking out of the backfield. It was always wide open, and then it was just classic swarm. Like, just get to the ball as fast as possible. And then it was a really, really good plan, but we can get into that a little bit later. Well, there was so many missed tackles that were just driving me fucking.
Oh, yeah, we jumped in. They're missing tackle, and I said, fucking tackle. Jesus fuck. Yes. I was like, my God. You said Christ. I said, Jesus fuck, dude. That's the problem. You said, we're in for a long one.
We just like the highs and the lowest of lows.
Dude, this is 1:51 p.m. So we are not even an hour into the game, and we have literally went up and down probably at least 10 different times here. So we get him in a 3rd and long, and Josh Allen just delivers a fucking dime. I think it was to Gabe Davis or Isaiah McKenzie, and I had to give him props. What a fucking throw. And then classic me, fuck this team. Yes. And then, so you're mad that I'm mad. You're mad that I'm upset. You hit me with the, we're playing the best team in the league, dude. I said, they ain't that good. They're just leaving people wide open. You said, Trey, stop. They're the best team in the league, and Allen's the best quarterback. They're not going to stop them. Just got to slow them down. I was like, yeah, we can't leave people wide fucking open. You said they set at 8. What else are they going to do? I came back and hit him with a not leave wide receiver wide open, a running back maybe, and why send 8 and third and goal from the 10. And then you said that about them being in the bunch. It was the same thing that we did to Bodymore last week, which worked. So
yeah, that Isaiah McKenzie touchdown felt rough. It didn't feel good.
Dude.
And I thought that kind of all hope was kind of lost there. Till we just got our keys out, went on a drive, just carving them up. Dude, I think we had 5 possessions and scored on 3 of them. Like, that's what it felt like. I don't know if that's it's close to that stat. That is actually true. Yeah. So if we want to do stats, these stats make absolutely no sense. They make no sense. Like, the Finns should have lost this game 56-7. It just doesn't make any sense. So the Bills ran 90 plays. The Dolphins ran 39. Like, the Bills played 2 games on offense yesterday, basically. And the time of possession was 42 minutes and 20 seconds to the Dolphins' 19 minutes and 16 seconds.
Dude, 42 minutes on a football field.
42 minutes of game time.
I guarantee there wasn't people that sat in the stands for 42 straight minutes.
No. Like, this makes no sense. They had 500. They had 497 total yards of offense, and the Dolphins had 212. And now, where the Finns, the big swing is that the Finns didn't allow a turnover.
Right.
And I believe that we only gave up 2 sacks. Now, obviously, that one sack wasn't a sack. That was the pressure where Tua, we'll get into that in a second. But the time of possession, the stats, all of that tells you that the Dolphins should have got blown at, and they won this game by 2 points. And some other interesting stats here are that entering play Sunday, Josh Allen was averaging 8.9 yards per pass. The Dolphins, in 90 snaps, held him to 6.3 yards per pass attempt. That is an unbelievable stat considering he threw that fucking thing 63 times.
So are we thinking, as you read me that stat, we know McDaniel's like the innovator of fucking violence at this point. Do you think
The
that
Tommy Dreamer of coaches?
Yes, dude, he's the Tommy Dreamer of coaches. Do we think that he's analytically looked at that and said, his average yard per pass attempt was, 9 point whatever. If we can get that down to 6 to where he's not averaging almost a first down for every pass, I think that gives us an opportunity to win.
Well, I think if you think about it, like if you look at those first 2 games, the defensive strategy, what it kind of seemed like was just to take away the middle or the intermediate throw and kind of keep Allen honest, so that because if you take away the medium throw, you're not going to let him kill you on foot because you're going to kind of be close. But the Finns kind of took that to the extreme and said, fuck you, you're not throwing it deep on us, you're going to have to dink and dunk us down the field, which, I mean, they didn't really dink and dunk, but for the most part, I mean, if your average pass and you threw it 63 times with 6.3 yards per attempt, that's an insane stat. They basically just said, you're going to beat us by checkdowns.
Right.
Which is an incredibly ballsy coaching decision.
Yeah, because beating people by checkdowns is how Tom Brady made his entire fucking career. So, I mean, I don't know, man. It worked, I guess. But yeah, that was wild. So we're getting back into it. And again, I think everyone's done for the season every time they're hurt. I said fucking Waddle's hurt because he's laying over there playing with his groin.
He just got hit in the sack.
You said he just got hit in the sack.
He's all right.
Tua was just delivering freaking daggers. You made a comment about Mostert and how patient he runs, and I agree. I think it's because he's so quick that he can afford to almost pull a little Le'Veon Bell when he kind of sits behind the line a little bit, and then hits that quick burst acceleration. So that's kind of what it feels like he's trying to run, or how he's trying to run.
Yeah, he was really patient, and you could really tell because he's the patient. I'm really gonna be really precise in what we're doing on a run, and Edmonds is just fuck it, I'm hitting the hole as hard as I can.
Right.
Which is a good 1-2 combo.
Yeah, dude, I'm really, listen, I know they're not game breakers right now, but I just think having that mix up and having that speed subbing in for speed, it's
that will come into play later in the season. Yeah,
we're subbing 4-3 for 4-2 and vice versa. These linebackers are not subbing 4-2 to for 4-3 or whatever. This D line's not subbing like that. So I think that's huge to have that kind of that rotation. And then we're back into me shitting on the defense again. I really just don't understand our coverages. I said I'm lost. We are 7 yards off on 2nd and 2.
Yeah.
I did not understand that. I should say 2nd and short is notorious for a shot play. So I guess I understand why they're doing that. But to this point in the game, it's 2:08. We have just watched an hour of check down fucking Charlie, and I was tired of seeing it. I'm sorry. I understand bigger picture that it worked out, but God almighty, was it frustrating.
Well, then at that point, we had only seen the offense on the field for 2 drives. Luckily, they had scored, but we were they sat on the bench the entire game.
Yeah, right. And I'm a defensive coach. I love defense, but God, I want to see Tua out there slinging the Tatey around.
Exactly.
So, left arm of God. So anyway, you're back into, they don't want to get beat deep. So, you are team Josh Boyer this entire day.
Oh, yeah.
He said, at least we're getting pressure, which is definitely a big change from the first 3 games, really, or first 2 games. It felt like
so much pressure and so much penetration, so much pen.
Yeah, there's full penny. We weren't half penny. We were full penny, the entire game.
It was not just
not what we were getting. It was not. That was not what we were getting in the first 2 weeks. So that was encouraging because I was getting a little worried about our pass rush.
You know what? We're going to give a real quick shout out to Melvin Ingram because that dude is not wanted by any single team when free agency starts. And then he is like the defensive game breaker that every team needs and every team ends up having, like the really, really good teams you think about in the last 3-4 years.
Yeah, the rando specialist just comes in and makes a huge play in the Super Bowl, and like the casual fan that watches instantly thinks this dude had the biggest year of all time, but in actuality, he just makes one big play when we need it. Like, I feel like that's Melvin Ingram for us.
Melvin Ingram was so, like, he was in the backfield the entire game yesterday.
And then we'll get to it at the end there, but he made literally the game winning tackle. Like, and Christian Wilkins, we'll get to it later. We'll talk about that. So we keep rolling here. You know, I'm bitching about the coverage. We're talking about getting big pressures. And you made the comment, which I think every Dolphins fan can relate to. My heart rate has been insane this game. And I was like, me too.
I think I had a resting heart rate of like 140.
Yeah. It was literally like you popped a blue chew. Like, that shit was running.
Yeah, it was bad.
And then I think this is when we got the big 4th down stop, and you said that's fucking huge. And I, of course, still negative. I was like, it should have been a pick, should have been a sack. But I love our pressure, so that's nice. So this is the final drive before the half. You know, we both agree that we need to get 3 here because we get the ball back at half.
Yeah.
And then the fucking play that probably dropped everyone's heart. Fucking Tua takes it. It wasn't even really a cheap shot; it was just a shove.
Yeah.
So I can't be like super mad and say they're dirty, even though they were the ones that hurt them.
Every single year.
You instantly said Tua dead. And I'm like, we're fucked. Like, Jesus Christ. This is it. Like, we can't have anything. I literally said, fuck this shit, dude. We can't have anything. And you're like, it's the fucking Bills every year.
Yes.
And then instantly, like, this game's over in your mind. You're done.
Oh, yes.
You said, if he's concussed, he's not playing Thursday.
As soon as I saw Tua's legs turn into, ramen noodles, I thought that, the butthole was so puckered because literally, I knew it felt like the season was absolutely done.
What I need you to do is, everyone listen to this, go to John's Twitter or go to the podcast, the Podkeys Twitter, because John's going to put up the meme of Bambi walking in the snow for the first time and Tua getting up and trying to walk after that fucking tackle. That's literally what it looked like on that TV screen. If you weren't watching, you were listening or whatever. It was hilarious, but was I upset.
It was really, really bad.
So you say if he's concussed, he ain't playing Thursday. So you're instantly into next week, this game's over. I was like, dude, this is fucking so bad. And then our right tackle got hurt, right? Fucking Little gets hurt.
He's out there with the Richie Incognito shark fin out there. Like, somebody needs to get that dude's fingers taped. Like,
dude, he had a tape claw. If he got called for holding one time, I was absolutely calling for fucking collusion because there was no chance he could hold anything.
I forgot about the Richie Incognito claw. Dude, he had his hands taped.
Dude, Jesus Christ.
And dude, his tape kept breaking the entire first quarter.
And you said
the dude had nothing.
You said, what is happening? I was like, Jesus Christ, we're fucked. Game over.
So
fucking
I'll add in here real quick. The biggest, the most interesting stat of the day is not about the other second interesting stat should be that Robert Hunt played 17 different positions on that line, and he had the highest. I think he had the highest grade of the week on PFF. He had a 94.8 grade.
Wow.
Yeah, insane. But so
I'm not
many people in and out on the line. It made absolutely no sense. We had no dudes left. Then Lionel Coleman rolling out there. Good Lord, you might as well throw in a wet paper bag out there and probably would have stopped something better than he did.
Yeah, there was definitely a chance that someone in the stands is a better blocker than him. But
at least it's not as bad as Jesse Davis.
Oh my God, dude.
Yeah. Thank God he's not on this team.
Don't get me
anymore.
started. We're trying to be positive.
Yes.
So we're back into it. Teddy Bridgewater comes in, and for the love of, we will not get into this right now, but trade him right now to anyone and just let Skylar Thompson be the backup, because Teddy Two Gloves is Teddy too bad. He is not going to be playing quarterback for this team, and we're not going to win games if he is.
Do you remember whenever we were trying to get rid of Brian Tannehill and Teddy Two Gloves was available, and we were like, dude, we could just get Teddy, man. We'd be back.
I wanted Teddy so bad.
We wanted Teddy so bad. I never want to see Teddy again. I only want to see Teddy smirking on the bench, just fist pumping Tua because he just won the game. That's the only thing I want to see Tua do.
Sweet beanie on. It's 106 degrees on the field, and he has a beanie on.
Yeah. Don't understand it.
Shooter, stay shooting. So then you hit, like I said, game over. You said we're done, and then it happened. You said Tua questionable.
And then I sent the tweet that he came at the tunnel, hyping the crowd, and then all hope was restored. I said, we're back.
We're back, dude. If we went from game over at 2:25 to we're back at 2:44 as we see the left arm of God run out of that damn tunnel. And then we're back in the defense. Okay. Defense needs a huge stop. And then you to just make my pain feel even greater. Howard's at. Jeez. Dude, didn't even notice that yet. Didn't even have a chance. And
That's
then
right.
I said,
he just got an IV. He was all right.
You sent a tweet about him jogging back to the locker room. And then we get a huge stop. Huge stop.
The only punt the Bills had the entire game.
Right. Man, was that big. And then you sent the tweet about people complaining about the heat, and I just could not believe granted, the Twitter shit afterwards started at like 6. I was laughing at 3:00 about how people were complaining about the heat. So I knew what this was about to get into.
What I don't understand what we're supposed to do about the sun. Like it's been there for forever. And they're complaining about sitting in the sun. That stadium didn't have the canopy on it. It didn't have it there. Like it's only been there for 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and they're complaining about the sun, but they're the same team that thrives in the -10 bare ass cheek cold in December that we're gonna have to go play it. And so they're gonna get the same effect when we go there in December. It's gonna be -22 degrees, blustery winds, frozen tundra. And we're going to be in the same boat because we're going to be frigid because we just came from the beautiful sunny shores of Miami. And now we're playing in Buffalo.
Dude, you know what I do? If I'm Money Mike McDaniel, I'm pumping freezing cold air into the bubble that week that we have to go there. No one can practice outside. We need to practice in the bubble, in an igloo, just to be prepared for the cold days. But anyway, back into the chat. So we're out. Defense is getting torched again, and you're like, "This fucking sucks." So now you're starting to turn on me. You're joining me, which is always dangerous because like we can be one or the other. We can't both be on the same level because if that happens,
it's Titanic.
It's scorched earth.
Yes,
it's scorched earth. So, I just said, dude, our defense isn't good. And then you got to thinking, and you realized that if we were both on the same page, it's trouble. So you said, "It's the Bills, dude." And I'm thinking, all right, you know what? You're right. And then comes down to probably, one of the biggest moments of the game. I said, if we don't hold them to a field goal here, it's over.
Mm-hmm.
And you said they need a 3.5, no points, turnover. And then back into your Nick Needham hate. Needham fucking sucks.
Well, he got flat-footed. No one's getting beat by Zach Moss on the outside. Come on. That was
Zach
bad.
Moss. That was so bad. Zach Moss is so bad. How does his slow ass beat Needham to the outside, dude?
It's like Needham got out there and he was like, "Oh shit, he's gonna get around me. Like I should probably do something." And then he just did nothing.
Yeah, dude.
He's always caught slipping in one big play every game, and that was his one play because he came up huge late in the game.
So huge. So you said 0 points turnover. Needham fucking sucks. I was like, dude, 6 plays in the third quarter. Fuck this defense. And
we had no offense. There was just no offense in this game, and the fact that it was only 17. Well, it was 17-14 at this point.
It was 17. Yeah, 17-14.
Unreal.
Unfucking real. So you said they've held them to 20 points, dude. That's 50 against anyone else, which I don't know if that's true, but okay, you might be right. And then as soon as you sent that big missed field goal by that absolute clown, dude, I hate their kicker. Mm-hmm. I hate their kicker. Ronnie C. Bass can absolutely get out of my face. I never want to see him on my fucking TV screen again. And he missed the kicker. or missed the field goal, and you said, okay, 17, huge Mo swing, big Mo swing.
Yeah, we needed that. But that was huge. Them missing that. I don't even think it was tipped. I think he just shanked it. Shankopotamus. Were you woogity in?
Dude, I'm at this wedding. Woogity, and I'm woogity. Mama named Shank. I'm like flicking my screen, hoping that he can feel the vibration from my finger. And then I hit him with my gird after I seen him miss that. Straight up my gird. Tua steps up and delivers a fucking dagger on 3rd and 22 to Waddle. You hit him with the let's go. And then we're hyped, dude. I'm saying dime. And then we were in the red zone and instantly negative. 2 timeouts and 2 plays. Jeez. You understand, dude. That score
was huge.
I
that won the
they
game.
burned all 3. Yeah. Like we're not getting down there again. So get the right play. And because we're probably never getting the ball back is what it felt like. So get your exact right play.
I was starting after we got the stop and we held them to the field goal. I got uber confident then in the defense and that we were going to get a stop. And then I was like, oh, okay, we got one stop. Now we know what we're doing. Like defense is for sure settled in by now. They've been on the field the whole damn game. Like I felt pretty good. So that's why I was nervous about burning the timeouts, but we got it right. And that's all that matters.
Yep. I said, as long as we get it right, and we did. Of course, Edmonds dropped that ball, even though he got slaughtered. I said, catch the ball. Like I was upset with him for not catching that ball, even though he got. I would have never caught that ball. I'm not even running that route.
Oh,
so
hell no.
But he didn't catch it, but we ended up getting the score there, and then we're back, dude. The exact drive we needed.
Yes.
And then as soon as we scored that tutter, I had to go take it. Like I was. I had prior obligations at 4:00 and I was MIA.
Yep.
So walk me through your side of the house here because I didn't come back in till 4:25.
Right. So
you had a half hour there to just be alone during one of the basically greatest, stands of our lifetime.
So as this whole drive is happening, there was multiple points where we had them in 3rd down and just didn't make the tackle. Like we made the right play, just didn't make the tackle. And that's what hurts the most whenever you make the right play and you just arm tackle.
Which seemed to be happening all game.
Yeah. And that's because everyone was starting to get really tired at this point. Dudes are just dropping everywhere like flies. And we get that that long 3rd and 5, and they're like on our 40, and Allen gets loose, and it just felt like all hope was lost. I was like, they're gonna fucking score, and we haven't been able to we haven't been on the field this whole entire 4th quarter. So like, how are we gonna get a rhythm to drive down the field? And the big BBDB EBDB defense stood on its head. Well, on that 4th and goal, and Josh Allen had that game in his hand and he threw it in the dirt. And I could not believe it. Like my hands were on my head and it was just silence because I couldn't believe that he put that ball in the dirt.
Thank God I wasn't able to watch that live because I would have went scorched earth on Josh Allen on Twitter. Like I already got canceled one time by the Bills fans. It would have happened again. We would have had to have a new Twitter handle for the 3rd time because I was going to go scorched earth because that is the play that if Tua makes, it's blasted all over TV, all over.
That's exactly what
makes it.
That's what
silent.
ESPN wanted, and that's the play that ESPN and it ended up happening to the Bills.
Yeah. So big 4th down stop,
And then, now we're backed up on our 1. So you got to get the ball out. You got to get it at. And I thought for sure that I felt like they were going to get a safety. And Tua had that. He had Mostert on that the 3rd and forever, it felt like, on the 1 nut hair line. And we didn't kill any clock. It was the worst case scenario. And then the play of all plays happened with the butt punt.
Back to that Mostert play. He's a very intelligent football player because that ball, even if he caught that, that was a safety. He was getting tackled in the end zone.
Yeah.
So to his mind, we're obviously not going to kick it off one of our own players' fucking assholes. So he says, I'm just going to swat the ball down and not like try to catch it and get a safety here. We'll punt it and play defense. Like they still need a tutter. We're up 4. So we're fine. And then again, I can't imagine watching this live, dude. For the sake of this episode, I'm happy that I didn't have to watch this live because our text chain would have been bonkers.
Yeah. Like whenever I realized they went like in his asshole and then like straight into the air, like the still of the photo still that's on Twitter now that's captured the entire like world's like view now what is so disgusting about it is that it was so hot that the ball hitting his ass, you could see the ass sweat blowing off of his ass cheeks from the impact of the ball whacking his hole.
Like, dude, it looked like in Rocky when he's getting punched by the damn Russian. There's just sweat flying. That's what it looked like.
And Morstead, he played such a huge role in this game, even though he kicked that right in that dude's ass, and that
wasn't his fault.
That's straight on Sherfield's fault because he shouldn't have backed up.
Yeah, they talked about it on Pat today about how that was his fault.
Right. And, so, they end up getting the safety and now they're down 2 and they have 2 timeouts. There's so much time. And that it just felt like that the top was getting ready to be taken off because they've been waiting all day. It just felt like they were the big play away. And Morstead gets up there and freaking punts the thing 70 yards down the field and pins it. Now they got to go the whole length of the field. So now you feel better. Now you turn into a cocky Finn fan again.
Right. Because like I rewatched it. Like I obviously couldn't watch it live because I was doing things, but I rewatched it and I still felt like we were going to lose, even though I knew the result of the game. Because that is so classic Dolphins. Kick it off someone's asshole to give a safety. Now all they need is a field goal to win it, and they're getting the ball back. And most of the time, you're getting it at the 40. But thank God Morstead dropped his dong on the field and punted it to the goal line. Yeah. So, huge. But, if we don't have Thomas Morstead and we have anyone else probably, they're getting the ball at the 40 and kicking a game-winning field goal as time expires.
Yeah,
100%.
100%. And at that point, it was same old Dolphins. That's all it was. That is the exact. I was like, that's it. We played our dicks off, and now we just we stuck our own dick in the sand, and now we're stuck here now. But
if we lost that game, we were blowing the fucking pot up. 100%.
Oh no, I wasn't blowing the pot up. I'm actually you know what? I ain't even gonna say it. But
shut. You just don't even get it out of your. Stop. Get it out of your mind.
It's go for it. But it's a testament to the defense because I can't imagine that what played out was just insanely poor clock management by the Bills. They can't seem to figure it out when it matters. And thank the Lord, because I don't understand why McKenzie didn't run out of bounds. He had so much room to run out of bounds.
Yeah, he could have ran out of bounds. It would have obviously
that would have been a long kick, but still,
it would have been a long kick. But they still have a chance, and they're kicking it and probably fucking making it because that's so Dolphins. But on that play, dude, first off, he should have been sacked. Game over anyway. But so Melvin Ingram misses the sack, loops all the way back around, and makes the tackle inbounds, dude. Mm. So, and
great play.
Christian Wilkins talked about it at his press conference, but that's just insane. That's what makes this team different. There feels like there's just a level of heart on the team that we haven't had in a very long time. Like there's not just people going for money grabs.
This team is for sure built different.
Come out with a big dub, dude. One stat I don't think we talked about, which I saw was insane. I don't remember the exact numbers, but it was something like in 9 one-score games, Josh Allen is like 1-8.
The last 6 games that they've been in, that they've been within 1 score, they've lost.
That's okay, right? So people are starting to talk about the clutch gene, the whole LeBron thing, which I don't necessarily think. So there was times early in Josh Allen's career where they were in the playoffs and they were in field goal range. He threw the ball backwards in the playoffs after they were in field goal range, and was like either lost possession or knocked him out of field goal range, whatever it was. There's a lot of plays that he's made that it's like classic, like Brett Favre, just trying to do way too much. I don't know.
That's what I think happened to him on that 4th and goal. He was just trying to do too much because he was wide open. Like there was no, he didn't have to rush it.
He was trying to throw it low into the pylon, which is what that throw normally is. But McKenzie ran such a good route and was so wide open that like you didn't need to be extra with it. Just throw the fucking ball.
Right. And
but big dub.
But it was a huge dub. And I think what was an awesome visual of the ending of that game is just Josh Allen absolutely dog tired, and just plopping his head right onto his shoulders.
It looked like how I hugged my dad, and I love my dad. That's what it felt like. It
did. I could not believe the amount of dudes just dropping, and it looked brutal there. There's absolutely no way I'd ever be able to play in those conditions, especially with my pasty white skin.
Oh, dude.
So much banana boat.
Oh, my God. You would smell like a banana popsicle running up and down the field. Yeah, huge win, man. I do. 3-0, bro. 3-0 going into a Bengals fucking team that is not what we thought it was. Granted, on a short week.
Hard fought game. Like, doesn't feel good going into this. I mean, it feels good for the fact that we're 3-0, but I'm nervous, really, really nervous for the health of the team.
I am too, but like I said about Armstead, if I'm McDaniel, because we have that built-in, 17th game, I'm treating the Jets like a bye week after this Thursday night game. So don't be afraid to play. So like maybe sit, Armstead to give him a week, maybe sit X to give him a week.
Obviously we don't know. His toe could be getting better.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'm just saying,
but I know what you mean.
He's questionable, but like this is the game that like we need. Like it's huge for us.
It is a big game.
It puts us at 4-0. With the first 4 we were looking at to start the season was, hey, if we go 2-2 through the first set, I'm happy. Then after we beat the Ravens, I'm like, hey, if we're 3-1, I'm like thrilled, thinking we're gonna lose to there's a good shot we're gonna lose the Bills. We always do. Yeah. The records have shown I always think we're gonna win, but I'm being realistic. Mm-hmm. So then we're sitting at 2-1 going into the Bengals game. If we finish 3-1, I'm happy. We finished 2-2, I'm obviously disappointed, but that's what I wanted in the first 4 when the schedule came out. 4-0 is a real fucking shot here, dude.
4-0 feels like a really good shot. And I don't know if anyone has seen what Tyreek Hill already said.
Oh, buddy.
He's looking for Eli Apple.
Yeah.
And so I'm feeling, as a Fins fan and seeing how the defense played this weekend and how much pressure they got on a really, really good, like, if we're being realistic, like this Bills offense is probably the best offense we're going to see all season. And it's going to be when we're going to have to see them again in December. But the Bengals offensive line is absolute dog shit. And we just got that amount of pressure on the Bills. We should be able to really create havoc and really, really, really disrupt what the Bengals do on offense. Now, I don't know if that translates or not, but we'll see because they got a buzzsaw of receivers.
Yeah,
if he ain't got time to hold it, if he ain't got time to throw it, then they can't catch it. So
yeah,
and it looks like that their run game isn't very good either. I haven't seen. I mean, I've only heard things and seen highlights. I haven't actually watched the Bengals, but it seemed like they were struggling a lot against the Jets. Now we don't know how good this Jets team really is. I mean, we can all assume that it's dog shit, but I mean, I don't know. If you're a Fins fan, you cannot be anything but happy for the fact that we just made it through the gauntlet of the first, because this is a season. Like, if it was same old Fins, we'd be 1-3 right now, or we would be going into this game 0-3 for sure.
Yeah, or 1-2, 1-2, hoping that we squeak out a victory on Thursday night because the Bengals are tired off a short week. Now it's like, dude, if we are fully rested and this is a full week, we're waxing that ass. But because it's a short week and we are coming off a hard-fought game, now we're the ones that are like, man, I hope that, we can get healthy because, we're on a short week.
Well, I mean, and the same credit too is that the Bengals are on the same short week as well. And the really good thing that I think really helps the Finns here now is that they've ran through the absolute buzzsaw of teams. And now we're gonna get a short week, which is gonna be hard, but now we got those extra days. So it's essentially we're getting an extra bye week here, which is gonna be huge, I think.
Yeah, and then like I said, you could sit X and probably Armstead against the Jets and still win.
I don't know. I'm all about. I'm of the mentality of foot on the pedal, don't stop, because I don't want to lose the mo. I don't want to lose the magic that we got now because this team has got something, and
yeah,
I'm all about sweeping the leg.
That's a good take. Because 5-0,
you don't want to drop it. You don't want to drop a division game against the damn Jets because you're already got 2 games in hand. You're way ahead.
So you're thinking if we're gonna sit people, it's against the Vikings because the NFC team, NFC loss.
Let's just let's not sit anybody if we don't have to.
I know, but I'm just thinking 17-game season.
17-game season. I know what you mean.
We're not
because we're getting
do I want to go
Uncle
perfect?
Byron back soon.
Right. Do I want to go perfect? Yeah. 50th anniversary of the perfect season, I think it is, for us to go perfect again. Be great. It's not realistic. It's not realistic.
Not at all.
So if we can build in our losses ourselves and save injury later in the season and maybe squeak out a victory we wouldn't have if someone were to be injured, I don't know. Just something to think about. I'm glad I'm not the head coach.
Yeah. I'm all about sweeping the leg. Just don't take the foot off the pedal and let's just keep going. I don't know, because I'm a firm believer of it's a game of runs and you don't want your run to end and you got to find your run late because you drop games in October. Because the same old Finns is that they start slow, they get hot, and then they're at the end of the season, they run out of steam.
Right.
Which now I'm a little bit afraid because we might have blown our wad early.
Dude, are we
so
the regular season champions?
So here's a stat that I'm really afraid of, and this is the last 3 years that the Dolphins have started 3-0. The last 3 times it has happened, they've ended 9-7, 8-8, and 7-9. And now this team is obviously a lot different than those teams.
We're not same old Dolphins.
We are not. I will throw that out there. This team got that dog in them. But I don't want to say that this is the same old Finns. We don't know that yet. But for the fact that this team came back from a 21-point deficit and then they exercised their demons against this Bills team who's completely waxed that ass for the last 3 years, like,
yeah.
It's something, and you handedly beat the Patriots, which you have not done. Like usually that Patriots game is a struggle, and that game didn't feel like struggle at all.
No, I felt like we were winning that game every single play, every single snap. The Patriots are absolute dog shit. I'll put that on the record. I think the Jets beat them.
Yeah, I can see the Jets beating them, especially if Mac Jones is out. What a photo of him getting carried for a hurt ankle into the locker room. For God's sakes.
Literally looked like the kid off Saving Private Ryan when he was trying to get saved from the sniper. That's what I felt like was happening. They're trying to carry this guy across the battlefield.
What the hell?
I can't stand them, dude.
Oh,
God.
Here's a great stat that I have. That it's about Tua and Josh Allen. So from 10 yards plus, Josh Allen, his longest air yard completion is 34.2 yards. He is 6 of 15 for 115 yards with a rating of 94.7. Tua, his longest air yard completion is 49.8 yards. He's 6 of 8 for 138 yards with a rating of 123.8. It's insane. Like this team has progressed right before our eyes, and it felt really good. These last 2 wins, if they're going to be winning like this every single week, it's better to be lucky than to be bad, I guess or be good. And
Yeah.
these last two wins have for sure had a mixture of luck in them. And you absolutely need luck when you're down 21 points. But there was a lot of things that have happened that in yesterday's game that is just a testament to really good scheming, excellent dog mentality, and good play. And I just can't I just can't believe the fact that our defense played 90 plays and now we got to turn around and play 2 more days.
Yeah, guess what? We're gonna be just fine. I feel like we need to get a late night pod ski on Thursday night, like fresh off the game.
Oh, for sure.
Like it might be midnight, fresh off the game.
That's all right.
The true reaction.
True reaction right after the post game.
Yeah,
for sure. And we'll for sure do that. I'm really excited for this Fins team. First time, long time. And I can't say enough about this team with that dog mentality.
We're built different.
Built different. You got anything else you want to plug here before we send it off into the sunset?
Hit me up on Twitter. Shout out at Sad Dolphins fan.
As that Sad Fins fan, we're not always going to be Sad Fins fans. We're going to turn it around.
We're not always going to be Sad Fins fan. That handle might change at Sad Fins fan. Give us a retweet, give us a like, give us a follow.
For sure. We're making a lot of big moves on the Podski here. We actually surpassed the 400 downloads mark. And our Fins numbers are looking pretty good, man. I'm really liking what we're doing here.
I love it.
All right, so that is another episode of That's So Dolphins Talk. We'll see you Thursday night after what is hopeful to be a huge Fins victory, and we will see you Thursday night.
Fins up.